According to the dates, I have been working on a Rainbow Road Hell Mode map for over a year now, and I'm proud to announce that it's finally finished. Only at the last minute, it had its name changed. It is now called ATV Celestial Star. Introducing ATV Celestial Star, the first ever Hell Mode map I made that is co-op friendly. The map can be won on solo, but oh my lord, the co-op partner is going to be extremely helpful for bypassing the loading screens. The map's name and theme is inspired by a video game called Star Ocean Till the End of Time, and its mega optional bosses Gabrielle Celeste and Ethereal Queen. The Rainbow Road part of it is also inspired by Mario Kart. The ATV Celestial Star map has a difficult tag on it, which means players cannot apply normal logic here if they have any chance for survival, because holy crap, this map is hard. Only full-on professional mastered players can beat this map on the first try, if they even can. Anyone who is an expert level player or lower is going to suffer. The map requires players to take a quad to the end, and it also includes land vehicle stunt jumps that normal players wouldn't even think of. The final stunt jump ensures that the player has to bring the quad, so there's no breaking of the map. Don't even bother trying to break it. There is a checkpoint system in place to help players determine how far away they are from beating the map. Each checkpoint will offer helpful items and sometimes a replacement vehicle for the co-op partner. Solo players can pick up the items and move on if they choose, but the co-op players will have to strategize because the checkpoints are only going to offer one item each. You will not find any other items on the map. But this map is winnable under a no damage run, so anybody trying to professionally speedrun this map will have to ignore the checkpoint items altogether. And that's the explanation of the map as far as non-spoilers go. So if you're still trying to complete the map yourself and you don't want to get hit by any spoilers, stop the video here and come back later after you've already completed it. As for everyone else, we're moving on. Now, I was going to explain how each stunt worked one by one. I had this whole speech ready for it, but it turns out that it would take an extra 4 more days of video editing work, and it's kind of pointless now that the map is out and been released, so I'm going to have to actually cancel that. But what I do have is the winning game on solo mode, and even more so, no checkpoint items were used. And it isn't the V1 version, it'll actually be V3. My original plan for this video was to explain each stunt in the spoiler section and how to properly do them, then show the winning game with no commentary, but plans change. But keep in mind I will be using video editing magic because otherwise it's 3 hours of me dying over and over, 24 deaths before I finally got the victory. But I'll try to explain as many stunts to you as I can during the winning run because some players will likely have questions, even after knowing everything. And the first question that you'll have is there a point to the text being at the beginning? The one text that's about follow the light, fade to darkness. Is it worth reading? Is it pointless? Is it story? Is it a clue to anything? Is it gibberish? The answer to all your questions is yes. If the player takes too long to open the pilgrimage gate at the beginning, they will no longer be protected by the explosion, so reading that text is going to cause a lot of pain to anybody not playing it on co-op. Oh yes, that text is a troll, but it does serve another purpose, and we'll come back to that later. Next important detail, the grapple hooks in the starting loadout. Are they used for anything? The answer is no, they're not. I forgot to remove them. So, hooray, you get a grapple hook that you'll never use. Now the next thing, you come out here, if you fired too many bullets destroying that canister, that Yeti gets alerted much earlier and it becomes harder to get past this point. But otherwise you can just drive right around him. What you're seeing right now is basically standard stunts, it's standard things, it's not much of a hindrance, but here right now, a lot of people are wondering, this out of bounds, is it mandatory? Yes it is. Yes, you have to fight it. Yes, you have to drive through it and you have to be fast. And that flame guy, the flame guy, yes, if you hit him, it is just instant death. You can take his flamethrower if you're playing on co-op, because you can have another player distracting the guy. But other than that, yeah, single player people, you're better off just ignoring the flamethrower altogether. It's not going to help you. Anyway, that Jacob is very finicky. Sometimes won't even shoot the player. He doesn't shoot the player, even if he detects. And sometimes he doesn't. Other times he will, and then when he does, it sucks, because he could shoot the canisters and that'd be the end. And we come off here. A lot of players are probably going to be thinking, use this yellow ramp to go off and get over the tanks. I'm going to tell you, don't use that yellow ramp. It's a trap. There's another way you have to do it, and that is you have to come to that right side. This is an intended route, by the way. I didn't land on it that carefully. That was a sloppy landing. But that is the intended route. And if you continue to following the path up ahead, it would have soft-locked you and game overed you. This is the way that you're seeing on your screen. This is the proper way right now. So now we've come up at the first checkpoint. The first checkpoint there, you could pick up an armor and get a vehicle if you lost one on co-op. This part right here, if you rate this spot of this yellow and orange ramp, you have to repair your vehicle if you don't have auto repair. Because, yeah, it's every jump that you go off of is damaging the vehicle. But if you have auto repair, you never need to get off your vehicle at all. You can actually win the whole thing just staying on the vehicle, and you can keep going. Your vehicle will be repaired by then. So we come up to this spot here. We come up to the second Yeti. There's a jump that you're about to reach. This is a jump that is probably not very well designed, but it's not the worst jump in the world. Go off the pink-purple spot. If you go off the black spot, you will land on the Martian tanks. So, yeah, the purple, the pink, that is a clue, and it's not a very good clue, I will admit that, but it is a clue. So, we get there. Now we're coming up to this section. I imagine players are trying to wonder, how do you get past this section without taking any damage? Well, it's the text at the beginning of the map and the text that I just passed that just said, "Thou shalt find peace and discomfort." You don't actually follow the intended path. Once again, you must go off the road, and this is discomforting right here. That is the clue. Discomforting driving on this terrain. It is very uncomfortable, and it will take many, many deaths before you can finally drive on this and not feel a thing psychologically. Sadly, anybody that doesn't speak English will not have any clues to help them. They'll have to guess or risk the chance, or they'll have to just take the map to the editor and find the correct answer. Hopefully that green flare at the end was enough to be able to provide a clue. If not, then at least the difficult tag will provide some kind of warning. So we come up to this next arachnid section. This is technically an RNG area because those arachnids could be anywhere, and if you run over a baby arachnid, you run over those tiny ones, the hatchlings, it is instant death. The vehicle is gone, and there's no chance of surviving. These other arachnids, the soldier and the queen, they're just there to fire the projectiles at you and be annoying. But otherwise, you can get past them. And they generally don't fire at you from the very beginning. They just look at you funny, and they give you time to run away. So that helps out. Now here's another stunt jump. Yes, you have to come at this as an angle. You'll slide up and go right down the other side. Now this is also another RNG right here. Another hatchling that's been randomly placed. It is complete luck as to where it could end up being. Sometimes it could actually prevent your way forward, which would really suck. But it can happen. It has happened before, and it could end up RNG in itself. Here's the next jump here that every player is going to hate. This spot right here is one of the hardest jumps of the map. So hard that, there's so many problems with this. At one point, I had to come and nerf this during the V2 edit. But even then, this jump is still quite tough to do. But yet, you have to go at it at full speed. The moment you slow down or hesitate, you lose. So you have to do this jump at full speed. And yet, you also have to be very precise on your turning. And you're about to see right here, this is how it's done. It is very evil. Kaboom! Done. Complete. This is the checkpoint number 2. This checkpoint provides another quad for any co-op player and more armor. So now we come up to this section. This one is just random gibberish this time, I will admit. Heavenly melody, I call upon thee to strike thy mortals with songs of insanity. At least I think that's what the text is. Heavenly melody, I call upon thee to strike thy mortal with thoughts of insanity. Yeah, that's the text. Yeah, it's just gibberish. It'll just be gibberish, but the third text, however, is not so much gibberish. Anybody can pretty much understand what's about to happen there. More or less, I made players slow down, though, so that in case they wanted to read that, it's hard to miss. That was the whole point of making this slippery slope. That last text there, dragons, that should be a good indicator. Now, the moment you come down here, there's point of no return. You have to move quickly, or all the other dragons on the map will be alerted because of that one dragon seeing you at the beginning. All the dragons will be alerted, and you'll be pretty much screwed because one of the dragons will block the way forward. But once you get past this part, here's one more RNG dragon that could end up screwing you if you're not careful. But just Use the rock to your advantage if you can. That's that rock, your pillar rock right there on the left. As soon as you pass there, it's no longer RNG for a while. You're just playing normally. There's any stunt that you mess up is your own fault, so to speak. Every stunt is normal. There is a fire effect there that does not appear right away on the dead dragon. But yeah, it's pretty simple. That blood dragon, though, that's going to be one of the worst parts to get past. Though, the part where the dragon's alive. I know it took me many tries in the editor during my testing run, during the test run, to actually get it. But surprisingly, when I did the real run, I got it on the first try, which was quite amazing. But yeah, here we come up here, across the fields of hell. Well, the field of hell. I should have put fields, but yeah, well. Here we go. This is another RNG section. Now, interestingly enough, the Yeti zombie has a habit of not actually attacking, but the moose zombies will still attack. Once the moose zombies detect you, they still go after you. But for some odd reason, the Yeti zombies don't. I don't know why the vehicle suddenly lost all its HP there. There was a massive game bug that happened at that moment. Massive game bug. I'm glad that I got that on camera, especially during the winning game. So here's the final checkpoint. The final checkpoint only offers a med kit. It only gives a med kit and nothing else. Now, as for this, I offered a way to look ahead because otherwise you're just driving blindly. You could go get off the vehicle and go right to look at the preview and see what's up ahead, or you can go left and continue going. Either way, you're going to have to go left anyway. But I showed a preview so that you guys know, you guys and gals know that there's a trap waiting at the end. Now this ramp here, I fully expect players to be screaming at their TV like a raging monkey, because this stunt here was so hard that I had to give up and actually put arrow indicators as to how to do this. But yeah, follow the arrows and you should be fine. Now we come down here, this spot. This spot is actually quite simple. It's very straightforward for a while. It's just normal stunts. It's nowhere near as difficult from the stunts that has already been done. Basically, the hardest parts of the map have already been passed. At least in my opinion, they've been passed. But it's still brand new stunts. Some of the stunts will feel brand new as we come up ahead. Now this spot here, a lot of players are going to get confused as to what they're supposed to do. You're not supposed to drive this at full speed. You're actually only supposed to go at medium speed or half speed because you need to slam the brakes at this half pipe here. If you don't slam the brakes, you go off the edge. Now we come up to this spot. This once again, it's back to just normal driving. But there is a little bit of a trap that's coming up ahead. If for players that end up going too fast and don't bother to stop and look. Which is kind of confusing because immediately after you have to go at full speed. But this is hell mode. In hell mode, there is no logic. The logic doesn't care about your feelings. It just wants to make you suffer. Which, as a reminder, I specifically design all of my difficult maps to try and kill players over and over again. So do whatever it takes you can to survive. So you come up here, you either go left or right. They're both a safe way. They've both been properly play tested. You have to go at full speed though in order to make this. Otherwise, your vehicle will not clear it and you'll just fall off. Then you turn left. Now, if you end up falling off during this next part right here, this little slip or the steep slope here, I did provide ways to recover. However, the ways to recover have not been play tested. I fully admit I've not play tested them, and I'm not going to bother play testing them either because technically the player's not supposed to fall off. And originally I was not going to provide a way to recover, but I decided, you know what, I'll be generous. That lightning thing, I drove in there on purpose because I got so far in the mission, I was like, you know what, I'll just take the force damage. But here we go. This is the final stunt jump. Clear this, and you've won the mission. That is the ATV Celestial Star, and it's full in its entirety. Once you pass the buffalo or the bison, whatever you want to call them, once you pass them, you've won the mission. Oh, you have to go off the stunt jump too. There we go. That is ATV Celestial Star, done legitimately and full. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in my other content. Goodbye!